Inside the Triangle, the Decker Truckline Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Triangle. I am your host, Darin Ladlie, and tonight, back by popular demand. What are you giving me that look for, Katie? Tonight. It's night. Is it? In my world, it's night. Remember, I'm a truck driver. My nights, my days, everything's flipped. But backed by popular demand is Night Ops. And we even have a fresh newbie on hand here. Kayla, what's your last name?
Lampe.
Lampe. Why do I know that last? Keith Lampe?
Yeah.
How are you related to Keith?
All of them are police officers.
Okay.
So Keith would be my grandpa's brother.
Okay. All right. I'm one of these guys. I've lived in Fort Dodge for 30 some years and I still don't know anybody. Now, Willie.
But everybody.
Yeah. But Willie, on the other hand, is what is your official title, Willie?
Director of Night Operations.
Okay. So Willie knows everybody in Fort Dodge.
Quite a few.
Yes. Because not only this, you may see him roofing a roof or mowing some grass or something like that. So
Gotta stay busy.
How long have you been with Decker?
It'll be 23 years on the 27th.
23. So you got me. All right.
Of course I do.
Well, you remember that these guys are all youngies, but we were in the old building there used to be fuel pumps. Were the fuel pumps still there? We came in that gate, but the fuel pumps have been gone for a long time. So it was a totally different operation back then, wasn't it?
Yes, it sure was.
So what did you start as? Because you were in the wash bay for a while too, weren't you?
Yep. So I did a weekend security, which is 12 hours Saturday and Sunday. And then I worked in the wash bay during the week.
Okay. Because I used to hire you to shine my wheels and stuff like that. So
I try not to do that anymore.
You try not to do that? I've been trying to find somebody, but nobody wants to do that grunt work anymore.
Exactly.
I don't know why. But so Kayla, you're new. How new?
I started January 31st this year.
And you're still here.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Okay, everybody, come on. Let's get some applause for that. I mean, she's worked with these guys for how long? Okay. So what's your background in?
Well, at first I started in retail, and then our store was closing, and I was like, no.
Retail is in what?
It was like a manager type position, like a key holder for.
Okay. For what store? You can say it.
I know, Bath and Body Works.
Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the mall kind of went. It's gone.
Yep.
So my wife actually was a manager, first key holder, I guess they call it, for used to be Christopher Banks, and back then it was Bronze in the mall there.
Yeah.
So retail sucks. So
yeah.
So you got out of that at the right time.
Yes.
So any schooling background, anything like that?
I did. I went to college for a year.
For what?
Early childhood education.
Well, working with these guys, I can see why you need that. But okay.
It helps dealing with you too.
Yes, I know. You're right. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so what brought you to Decker? What was the ad? How did you say, I want to be a night operations person?
Well, to be honest, I was looking at applications and I was like, all right, do I stick with retail? I got to find a big girl job, and I got to find, something that's going to be more than what's just paying the bills. And then I was like, all right, but you also got to be happy and find a good, family oriented place to be. And I was like, all right, applied. And then I sat down with Willie. Nerve wracking.
He is kind of intimidating.
I was like, all right, he's my boss. And I'm like, hi. And hands are sweaty, but it ended up being all good. And then I started with everyone, and they were just all very yeah, we're here to help you, but you're here to help others too. So just really nice.
Well, because when somebody comes in, you have to shadow first. So
yes.
How long did you shadow before you decided you wanted to work with us?
I did, my first shadow was, I want to say the week after my interview and everything. And so it was just 2 hours. And by the end of it, Willie was like, what do you think? And I'm like eyes were huge. I'm like, oh, this is a lot.
Well, I've always said, so we've during the daytime, we've got 20 dispatchers. And then all of a sudden at 5 o'clock at night, tonight, 5 o'clock, all those guys go home, and you're left with how many guys you got there tonight, Willie? 3?
There'll be 3.
3 guys to run the entire fleet. So you got your hands full.
Oh, yeah.
So, and another familiar voice that you guys might recognize. So introduce yourself.
I am the voice of the known as Devante. Devante Shivers.
So, Devante, how long have you been here now?
Here in December 26th would be my 4-year mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And have you been in night operations the whole time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Willie hired you also?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. So how'd the interview go with Willie when you came in?
Same way it went with Kayla. I was just so taken back. I was like, oh, man, like, I never really had a boss that was so chill, but also, like, down to do work, you know? So it was pretty cool, but at the same time, I was kind of, like, nervous.
So did Kayla, Devante, did you know anything about the trucking industry before you came in?
No.
Yeah.
Before I joined, no.
Your extent was probably just going with your arm pumping down this when you saw a truck going down, honk your horn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. No, nobody else in the family in the industry.
I had family in the industry. Yeah.
Okay, who's that?
My stepdad.
Okay, does he drive for us?
No, he does
What?
not.
Referral bonus.
We're working on it.
Okay, all right.
He's like, I want to work with Decker, and I'm like, yeah, you should. I'm like, for sure. I'm like, I'll sit and recruit, but
Devante?
Yeah, my brother-in-law, actually, he kind of bounced around from different trucking companies, from time to time. But I think the last one he was with was Ruan.
Okay.
But yeah, he's no longer a truck driver now.
Well, sometimes that can be a smart.
Yeah.
But what is some of the biggest things you've learned about this industry so you're 4 years? What's the most striking thing about trucking industry that you never would have thought of before?
That is not so black and white. There's a whole lot of stuff that I didn't even know about just for like their day-to-day jobs, you know, like it's not just they drive the truck. Honestly, I thought like they would just get to their consignees and that was it, you know, but there's so much that goes into the driving aspect, dealing with customers, brokers, that sort of deal. So obviously I didn't even know there was brokers or anything like that. So
Kayla, how about you so far?
gosh, I want to say kind of what Devante said with like there's more to it than that, but then I also kind of like knew like, yeah, there's customers, there's, you know, more to it with hours, you know, you got to understand like they do have to stop. Like you can't just say, no, you're going to run from Iowa to California straight, like no sleep, no, like you have to factor in all of those. So it was one of those deals, but then it was like working in night ops is like kind of crunch plans with them. Like, okay, yeah, so you could probably shut down at 5, you know, take your 10-hour and then head out and like start doing that or like talk about 8 and 2s and all that.
You just lost me.
I know. More to that, then it's like, okay, you know, working through that. And I'm like, okay, like we're both brainstorming together. And I'm like, it's something that you honestly learn so much every single day.
Yeah, the 8 and 2, I still haven't got that damn. The best thing that I love is on that e-log deal we have, I just that thing does all the thinking for you. I've woken up a few times from sleep and I'm like, look at it, I'm like, how the hell did I get them hours back? Okay, well, I guess we can go, you know. And it's smarter than I am. Thank God it's smarter than I am. So if you were going to talk to anybody in your friends or family and they were interested in doing something like you do, how would you approach them?
I guess I don't really have an answer, honestly. Like,
so if you wanted to, if you had a friend that said, hey, you know, I'm thinking about getting into that business, any sort of the business here,
I would tell them that be prepared because, like I said before, it's not so black and white. Because if they had the same mindset of I did that, you know, you just drive the truck, I would try to help break it down to them that, yeah, no, you have to do your job on making sure you're watching your hours, that sort of thing. But also that it's not as bad as kind of how I would make it seem, I guess, because I would let them know, too, that you have support 24/7, no matter what. Like somebody's always going to be there to help you out, you know, us in night ops. So I'd kind of help them relax with that knowledge that, you know, you're not just out there by yourself. You got support. Doesn't matter if it's over the phone or whatnot. You know, you got people you can rely on.
Kayla, so one thing I guess with you is, and I know this can happen, I've seen it. What do you do when you have a irritated customer or an irritated driver? How do you handle that?
So back in my retail days, you know, when you deal with like the Karens and whoever you want to, you just kind of bite your tongue and be like, okay, like, you know, they can get very mad and you just be like, all right. So that's what I kind of do. But then later on, you know, you reflect and they reflect, like as long as you stay positive or just kind of neutral with things, if you don't kind of clap back with negativity towards a negative energy, then it's just like, okay, and like they'll think about it later and like they'll call back and they'll apologize. They'll be like, I just want to say I'm really sorry for the way I treated you, or no worries. We all have our moments, I guess, because I'm like, listen, I had a moment. I had to go take a lap around the pond or something, like just, but I'm like, I'm okay, I'm cool. I guess you kind of deal with that, and then you just bounce back, and you're like, it was just one bad incident.
Willie, how about you? You're the old man on the block. I mean, we could tell stories if we could have a good R-rated, X-rated podcast here that just let everything go.
I'm sure we could.
Yeah.
It will never see the light of day.
The main thing that I try to tell them, our number one customer is our driver, and they get tired of hearing it, but the answer is always yes, but no, because like he said, it's not black and white. And I'll usually give them both yes and no answer. Right now, dealing with Devante, it could be a yes, but you come to me with a similar problem and it's a no. And getting the staff to, or different people to grasp that concept is tough sometimes. And bringing someone in, I got plenty of family that works in the company, so I can't bring any more in.
You can't?
No.
Oh, okay.
But getting them the knowledge and knowing that it's not the same every day, every phone call, every 10 minutes is different. So that's what keeps me here.
Yeah, it's you're never in a rut. That is for sure, because 10 minutes later, it's going to change. Something else is going to happen. Hopefully nothing bad, but those things do happen.
Exactly.
If you weren't doing this, Devante, what would you be doing?
I would probably be doing something for like voiceover work, obviously.
No,
I got the deep
really?
voice. But honestly, it'd be pretty cool. Like I've been trying to kind of put myself out there more and more with like posting YouTube videos of like Let's Plays of like video games, that sort of thing. But
you're a video game guy?
Oh,
I would have never. And what's your game of choice?
Kind of depends on what I'm feeling, but mostly like I'll play like kind of survival type of games, It's kind of cool just to be able to play those type of games and be like, oh, well, I'm kind of like man versus wild right now, just kind of surviving out in the wilderness. But yeah.
In fake reality,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yes. Okay. All right. So I bring that up because I got my son's probably. How old are you, Devante?
I'm 24.
Okay, so you're about the same age as my youngest one, and I went through this gaming phase, and he's now. Are you PC or console?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay, because he says anybody does a console is an idiot. So it's PC all the way. All right, Kayla, what do you do in your free time?
Watch a lot of Criminal Minds.
Okay.
I have no life. So
Well, look at the shift you work. Willie, it's night shift how do your shifts work?
We have a 4 to 11 and then 11 to 7.
Okay.
And then they do 12-hour shifts on the weekend.
On the weekends. Okay. So, yes, you have no life.
no, you can either find me at Target having a Starbucks in hand or watching Criminal Minds.
So, are you waiting for that freestanding Starbucks to open?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, then you can go there a lot easier, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, other than the not having a life, what are some of your interests?
I usually house hunt for fun, I guess. Like, just looking because I'm in the process of moving, but
I know some realtors if you need. Okay.
send them my way.
All right.
Otherwise, I like to paint in my free time.
Okay.
I haven't really touched back on that since high school, but usually been too busy. But other than that, just cleaning.
Cleaning?
Yep.
Got the cleanest house in the town?
Yes, but no.
Okay. Willie, how about you? What do you do in your free time?
She
Okay.
forgot to tell you about the photography, though.
Photography.
I do photography.
How do you forget?
Didn't cross. I'm still nervous. I'm still like, okay, cool down. You're on the podcast.
Yeah. This is nothing. So,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So what kind of, do you, weddings, birthdays? What kind of, or go out and do birds and butterflies? And
Kind of a mix of everything. I don't really do weddings as much because that's stressful. You got to make sure you get like the first kiss, the good lighting, you got to all that. But like I've done like senior sessions, families, little kids. I wanted to do something here with Decker, but I haven't like come up with the idea yet. It'll hit me at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
the person you got to kind of work
Yeah.
with, right? Okay. All right. Okay.
Got to come up with something unique and be like, hey, like let's do
Truck,
this
yeah.
marketing. Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah, Willie better get that wig out.
It's still here somewhere.
So, okay. Well, that's good. So do you make some money on the side doing that or do you just do it for fun?
I do it for fun mainly.
Okay, good.
'Cause I'm
Because I
like-
need a photographer for my family. So I will be calling you.
All right.
So I just had, so my announcement is now have My sixth grandchild in 3 years is, yeah.
Oh, wow.
2 sets of twins from different sons. So, yeah. God, I'm getting old. All right. So, but I do need a photographer. All right, Willie, free time. What do you want to do?
I work a lot.
Yeah, I know it.
I work before I come here. This is more of a break. I do a lot of construction work.
It's pretty bad when you're calling the night shift your break. But yes, I know, because you do a lot of physical work during the day.
Yes.
So,
Otherwise, you can find me on the motorcycle if it's nice out. That's about it.
yeah, I just saw Todd and Cynthia Hopes out there, and they brought their bike down, and I was talking to them, and yeah, we're maybe planning a trip together.
Were they coming to get on Katie about the annual ride I heard about?
Yeah, how's that coming, Katie?
Yeah, Katie.
It's not. I
Have-
haven't done a thing.
Have you ridden yours much?
No.
Has your husband ridden his girly bike?
Oh, stop it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so what do you work so much, Willie? When are you ever going to retire? Are you ever going to slow down?
I'm young.
Yeah, you ain't that young. You're damn near the same age I am. Don't give me
Not
that
even
crap.
close.
Not even close. How old are you?
46.
46. Jesus. All right.
Just aging fine.
Just aging fine. Okay. But yeah, every time I see you out there mowing and that there. So, yeah, and the trike, how's the trike running?
Good.
Yeah.
Thinking about putting air ride all the way around.
Doesn't have air ride on the back end of that thing already?
It's got air shocks,
Yeah.
but they're going to put bags on it.
Okay. And you're going to update the front end to maybe a Legends or something like that on it?
They're talking airbags on the front too. Don't ask me how, but
Okay. Who's doing?
Two bro.
Okay. Devante, you ride anything? Got anything cool?
I love to cook. That's what I do in my free time.
Isn't that what Juan, when Juan was on here? I mean, what do you guys have, a cooking contest?
Sometimes.
Man,
Well, I
that'd
know-
be fun actually.
Well, because this week, was it this weekend and the 4th of July weekend? It was Come On Out.
Yep.
There's an idea. Thomas Remington, Devante, and Juan, and we have a cook-off.
Cook off?
That
Yes.
would be
And should we get
awesome.
Barlow in on there too?
For sure.
Come on, a Decker cook-off? I think there. Katie, get that working. Okay. All right. What about you?
Well, my kitchen is just for looks, so I have a
She's got a candle closet.
I got a candle closet. I have an
A what?
obsession.
Well, you were a
candle closet.
Bath and Body Works, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
None. So let me guess. Are you a fast food everything?
I can make you a nice pizza, like a Tostino's pizza. It's $1.29.
A what pizza?
Tostino's, like the little red box.
Totino's. I think.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah. They're how much now?
I don't know, like $1 something.
Okay, because we used to get them for like 99 cents. I mean, yeah, and they're basically, and they would snap. Okay,
Yeah.
because my boy was the greatest. COVID was the greatest thing ever happened for. So COVID really helped the trucking industry. Do you think the COVID helped the trucking? What would you say COVID had helped in something that it helped drivers?
The physical fitness aspect of it,
Yeah.
and the not having everything readily available, such as the fast food. So the
Well, not that for me. For me, the biggest thing that I love out of COVID is they don't want us inside the buildings. You could sit in the truck. They'll call you. It's ready. It's not ready. They bring you your bills. You don't ever have to leave your truck. It ain't the old. I mean, it's that has really made trucking a whole lot better. That's about the only good thing. Yes, is that. But yeah, because now, I mean, in technology, you've seen it change. I had to deal with a lumper. And, it was Capstone. And they said, all right, the money on the thing. I just took a picture of my card and wow, cool. All right, it's done. So,
some of them aren't that easy.
yeah, I actually, this one I ended up using my own credit card because, it just didn't work that well. So, but luckily I haven't had any. I've had one 400. What's the highest lumper bill you've ever seen?
520 probably.
520. I had one for 400 and something. Yeah. Devante?
Yeah, I would say like up in the 500. As soon as I saw that, I was like, they want how much? Like, it's a good day for them.
Those AWGs.
Yeah. How about you?
I don't
In
know.
your short period of time?
Maybe like 320.
320. Do you understand what that's for?
Yeah, we pay someone to unload the trailer.
Yes. So
Yeah.
this is the biggest bugaboo in the trucking industry is I bring them their product and then they charge me to unload their product at their warehouse facility. Yeah. So Devante, what's your typical day? How do you start it? How do you finish it?
Like here?
Yeah.
So, and like Willie said too, every day's different. You're always going to have different issues and solutions, problems, that sort of thing. But my typical day, how I started out is, of course, checking my emails, getting caught up with what's going on in the day. After I get done doing that, then I'll check on the temperatures, make sure everything's going on, especially with cherry season right now, because it's a big issue. So I'll try to make sure those are running smoothly. And then after that, then it's 5 o'clock. And then after, when all the phone calls start ringing and whatnot, then it's on from there. It's just going to be one of those type of deals where, you're going to have different problems, like I said, and there's never really a pattern with how the days can go after 5. So,
Yeah, because you never know what curveball you're going to get thrown
Exactly.
to, who broke down, who didn't break down, who's gotten behind on the shipper's not unloading them, something like that. So, Kayla, what's your day? How's it start? Bowl of cereal and
Some avocado toast.
oh God,
That sounds good.
It's
figures,
real good.
okay.
So once I get here, I probably go through my emails. Like I have a certain checklist for myself because I'm like, I got to stay on task. And if not, like if I get sidetracked, then I'm like, all right, circle back around to this. So go through my emails. I'll go through temp checks if I sign myself up for those lists. And then we have other lists of tracking too. But I do that maybe around like 7 o'clock once it's like the rush is kind of over from 5 to 7. But you have your general idea of like there's going to be drivers asking about their load info and resending stuff, completing swaps, stuff like that. It's kind of like the general how things go. But then you're going to have like this load's not ready and, this load's behind. This one's broke down, like all that too. So it's like, all right, like you kind of know what you're getting into, but then it's like you never know what time. Like you could have 5 breakdowns in 1 hour and you're like, oh my gosh.
So you guys are typically the 3 to 8 or 3 to 11 shift is except on the weekends. Is that generally you don't work any of the 11 to 7s during the weekday? Okay.
Nope.
So what do you do to unwind when you get home, Devante?
video games. Either that or I'll just, start cooking, either play with my dogs. I mean, I love my dogs so much.
Okay, what kind of dogs we got?
I got a Catahoula, which is the Louisiana state dog. And
I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Weird name.
Yeah. I thought you said Chattahoochee or something. Okay.
Just type in CAT and then look up dog. It'll come up. But he's got so much energy. That's what they're known for, is they have so much energy, and he'll just wear me out when I get home. So by the time, get done playing with him, then I'm tired. I want to go to bed. But his name's Dexter.
Okay.
Such a sweetheart. And then Zoe is my second dog. She's a Beagle Border Collie mix.
Okay. That's an interesting combo.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just...
Does she have the long ears like the Beagle?
Yeah, kind of. They're not super long, but, they're really floppy ears. But, yeah, she's just... All she wants to do is just cuddle up with me every time I come home. So, yeah, it's just a good way to de-stress, just... get the lovin's from the pups.
And then get into some good warfare outdoor stuff. That'll distress you. Yeah, okay. See, I did it in the real. I played in the Army, and we went out and actually did this stuff live, so that's how we de-stressed. But anyway, so how about you, Kayla?
So the second I clock out and I'm leaving here, I leave
Head to
everything
Starbucks. No, I'm just...
I wish. The second I scan my card, I'm like, all right, you left everything from work at the gate. Don't bring anything from work. Don't think about it unless I'm at home and I'm like, oh, I didn't send out this email. And then I'm like, I gotta make sure I have my contacts of hey, so sorry I didn't track that. That's my bad. The second I think about it, otherwise I just kind of pick up. If I do laundry, I'm like, okay, you're gonna throw everything on your bed first, and then I'm like, and then once you get home, you're unwinding, you're gonna fold all of your laundry and you're gonna put that away, and you're gonna just to kind of motivate and be like, all right, you still have to do stuff around here and not just eat, sleep, go to work, repeat everything. Go to Starbucks, Target.
Willie, how about you? Because you mainly work Sunday to Thursday night, right? Yeah.
Correct.
So
I'm not one that's, I don't stress about anything. So there's not really unwind to me. By the time I'm home, it'll be a couple hours before I go to bed. So there's not really much unwind, just sit back. That's about it.
Yeah, watch a little boob tube.
Not much.
Not much. Well, I do. I got to go home if I get home Friday night. I got home midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. I still have to sit in front of the boob tube and just veg for an hour or so before I can go to bed, just kind of do that. So, all right. Well, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. You guys, hey, I don't call in often, but you have taken very, very, very good care of me when I have called in. I think I've talked to maintenance support more than I have anybody, but that's another subject. So, but no, you guys do a remarkable job. I give you all the credit in the world. Anyway, you guys have a tough freaking job, and I appreciate it, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Any last words of advice you want to give to any of the drivers? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Just remember, we're always here for you.
Exactly.
All right. On that note, talk to you later. All right, let's get this show rolling. I have Jimmy from down south in the Bessemer terminal. I have Drew out west in the mountain country of Missoula. And I have Chuckles Van, what is it now? Chuckles Van Fister. Finster. All right. Now, so it's Alexa. So I got to ask first, where do we come up? It's on her name tag on her cubicle. That's why I said Chuckles Van Finster. What is that from?
Really, there's no crazy fun story. It's just Janelle decided to call me Chuckles one day. And Chuckles Finster is a little redhead kid with glasses from Rugrats.
Okay. All right. Never saw it, but okay.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, see, and I thought it'd be a more interesting story than that.
Nope.
All right. So as long as we're on you, how long have you been with Decker?
5 years.
5 years? And you started in night ops?
Yep.
I had you on the podcast then. I think you were when you were on the podcast, you said, oh, yeah, I'm done here. I'm going into the operations.
Yep.
And how's it been?
Pretty nice.
You ready to go back to night ops?
Only because of my people that are in night ops.
Oh.
But I like dispatch.
Okay. Drew, out in Missoula, out in sheep country. How long have you been with us, Drew?
I've been with Decker for 3 years.
And you've been in Missoula. Now, were you one of the transports that we kiped off of another company out there?
That's correct. Yep. So I worked for Schneider National, and they shut down our terminal. And I was fortunate enough to have opportunity to apply out at Decker, and was only unemployed for about a week. And very happy I decided to put in my application out here.
Awesome. Anyway, so that's good. You're on the reefer side because that's all we run out of there. Jimmy, down south, I know back when I was in the office, you've been here, I'm saying 6 years. Am I close?
Oh, no. I've been here. October will be 4 years.
4 years. Well, that's
Pretty
not
close,
too
pretty
bad. Okay.
No, about 2 years off.
Okay. And how did you get to Decker?
I started at McElroy in Cuba, and this job opportunity became open. I knew Gerard through college, and we were talking about me working at McElroy, and then all of a sudden a job opening came here, and I felt very comfortable about it. I did some research on it, and I was ready to get out of Mississippi where I was at, so I ended up taking the job, and the rest is history.
And you deal with the flatbed division down there. So how many flatbed trucks is currently running out of that Bessemer terminal now?
I would say close to about 120 to about 150, somewhere up in that range.
Good. So let's start off with in the day of the life of a fleet manager. How does your day start, Jimmy?
Me, typically, phone calls. First thing in the morning, just phone calls. I'm trying to take driver calls that have like fires that came over from the following day, and also trying to track drivers to make sure they're making their deliveries where they're supposed to be, making sure that they are tracking to make reload. And it's just, for me, it's always just a fire starter, just getting everything going from at least 7 to about, I say about 10:30, 11 o'clock when it calms down a little bit, but that's typically how my day starts off.
Okay, Drew, how about you? How's your day start?
I typically say it's very similar start to the day, except I'm on my third cup of coffee by the time I come in. I personally, I won't even open up my emails. I'll take the phone calls just like Jimmy does, and then I look at my board, and I have a pretty good gauge of what the puzzle is going to look like for the day. Once I've gone through it, check PTAs, make sure people have picked up, delivering on time, and then throughout the day, I'd say up until 10:30, 11 o'clock, you're putting out the fires from the night before, and you're constantly working on putting that puzzle back together. So when I leave at 1700 every day, my puzzle's perfect. All the pieces are there. Just to come in the next morning and have it all pulled apart like my 6-year-old might do. And I got to put it all back together again. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I love the job so much is you come in, you do a great job every day. Your puzzle's perfect. And then you come in the next day and you have no idea what's going to, come through on your phone at 8 a.m.
Somebody took the box of 1,000 pieces and just shook it up and said, all right, start over, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Twinkles, chuckles.
Twinkles.
Okay.
Well, she's got dimples, she kind of twinkles when I'm looking across from her, so she looks like she's twinkling. So, all right, Chuckles, how's your day start?
Pretty similar to the guys's. Come in right away. You're answering phone calls from stuff that went wrong that night. So, manning the phones, and then we have our morning meeting to go over truck counts with Steve, and then pretty much just spending the first couple hours putting out the fires from the previous night, and then moving on to see what kind of kindle we could put together for the fires that might happen current night.
So, now you said you have a morning meeting every morning with Steve. Do you guys, Jimmy, Drew, do you guys follow the same kind of thing? Do you have a morning meeting with anybody?
We have about an hour. We started at 9, typically runs about half an hour, but just kind of, again, checking check counts. Wow, I can speak, sorry. Checking truck counts and, just kind of almost I like to refer to as kind of like, your state of the union every morning. What's going on with your fleet? What do we need help with? What are we doing for the day?
Jimmy, same thing?
Yeah, same thing here. Just talking about working count, services on trucks, anybody that's out, when they're going to come back. We go over our numbers, our PMRs, and all that type of stuff. So that's pretty much what we do, same thing.
Okay. So, Jimmy, how do you handle such things as layover pay, detention requests, anything like that? How do you handle it on your end?
Well, on my end, as far as layover, I just look at depending on the time of day, that really determines what a layover consists of, and it determines when a driver got started. Did anything that the driver do to make them deserve the layover pay is the gist of the whole thing. Or if it's something on our end, if it's shipper related, if it's customer related, but as far as just layover, it always just determines those key factors, whether it was the driver's fault, our fault, customer fault. And as far as detention, same thing. Did the driver have an appointment? Was he on time? How long has he been there? Did we give them their grace period? And after that, I will reach out to the flow plan to let them know what's going on and determining what we can do for that driver.
And I'm pretty sure, I don't know, it probably hasn't changed too much, but the flatbed didn't really suffer much of the tension as the refrigerated side does. I'm not sure, Alexa, how does the dry van? Do you have much running in that end?
Yes, but no. Got some of my Kroger and Dollar General deliveries. Sometimes those can accrue detention, and sometimes I'll have layover, if our main facilities don't have loads ready.
Detention, no. Do you run into much with the Kroger and the Dollar General account, stuff like that? Probably
Maybe
not.
like every 1 out of 5 loads. We get a little bit, but not a lot.
Drew, I'm sure we run into many of it out there, especially during produce time. I know we're in.
Absolutely.
Are we still in cherry time right now, or have we passed on?
We are, absolutely. I actually I'm training a new fleet manager out here today, and we were just kind of chatting about cherry season and what goes on, how important those loads are, especially with making on-time delivery and, temperature requirements and everything. So, but yeah, when it comes to detention and layover, it's unfortunately, it's part of our day-to-day routine. And with a lot of our drop dead times, whether it's, cherries or apples or whatever out in Washington or picking up meat, we're always trying to really focus our driver on working their clock to be there by the DDT to pick up and go instead of getting there early. So it's on a case-by-case basis. Unfortunately, sometimes we have early morning deliveries and our pickups don't exactly match up, but we'll take care of the drivers as best we can. And then on deliveries, unfortunately, sometimes there's bad fruit on board and we have a rejection and waiting for safety to get the ball rolling with the customers and what the customers want us to do with the product can sometimes, unfortunately, take quite a while. But we always try to be fair to our drivers and make sure that the downtime that they experience, not due to any fault of their own, is compensated properly.
Yeah, I just had to recover. Actually, I had to save a load of cherries just before I left on vacation last week. A driver had some issues in Sioux Falls, and I had to go pick them up and proceed with them on their way to Michigan so we could get an on-time delivery with them. So it is a very delicate product to haul, that's for sure. What about drivers? So, Drew, I mean, every driver, I got a different personality. Let's take, for instance, me and Lisa. We're totally different personalities. Me and Dave Bodel are different. Me and our art club, I guarantee, are different. And how do you deal with all those different personalities? Start with you, Drew.
You know, the way I look at it, whether it's a new driver coming out of orientation there in Fort Dodge or maybe somebody that's been transferred onto my fleet, I try to get to know the person. Each driver I focus on a relationship with. I know we are hiring quality professional drivers. I don't have to worry about you picking up the load and going from point A to point B. My main focus is creating a relationship with the driver. Get to know the drivers, find out their interests, let them know about my family, my situation. And then the friendship we form, it's I don't want to say it's unbreakable, but it creates a level of trust where I know you'll get the job done, and then I will step up for the driver, whether it comes to those layovers or the detention or making sure they get home on time. So it's that driver relationship. The driving part takes care of itself.
Jimmy, how about you?
Same thing here. Definitely have to build that relationship with the driver. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to know they're just not truck 33-something, L 30-something. We're talking about, hey, this is Jesse. Hey, Don, how you doing? Hey, Tony, how you doing? So we always want to definitely build that relationship with these drivers. Like I said, let them know that we are there for them to help pick them up when they're down, be that voice, be that person that they want to talk to, tell their problems to, because a lot of these drivers are over the road and some of them just don't have anybody to talk to. So, like you said, the getting the loads there, that part is easy, just making sure that they got somebody there they can trust and that's going to back them and do what they need to get them the miles that they need to provide for their family. One thing that I tell all my drivers that come onto my board, long as you put yourself in a position for me to help you, I can help you. When I say something like that, I'm saying as long as you're doing what you need to do, 10-hour break, at the most 11-hour break if it doesn't have a set pickup time, delivery time. As long as you're doing that and getting back on the road, hey, there's something we can do to help you out, to keep you rolling, to help you with that layover pay. But anytime you oversleep, sleep a berth longer than 12, 13 hours, not picking up a load on time, not delivering on time, you're putting yourself in a jam, and it makes my job harder for you. So once they grasp that, it makes it very easy to work with them.
Lex, I'm going to pose this a little different to you. Okay, so you're a lady. I'm just curious, how do you deal with it being a female?
You have to be very almost aggressively assertive as a female, because you got to let them know, like, you're not going to push me around just because I'm a lady and you think I don't know as much as you do because you're a man. But my fleet has been phenomenally welcome to me. There's so many kind guys on there, and I'm to the point now where most of them will call me on my personal phone while I'm at home or on the weekends or anything, just so they can say, hey, look what I did to my stairs this weekend, or hey, look what project I did, or look at this gun I bought, because that's a fun pastime. And it's just letting them know and feel that they're the important person. They're why we're here. They're what we need to make sure is successful. And I think letting them know and letting them feel that they are that prioritized just sets the rest of the relationship and sets your board up for success.
Okay. I want to know who picked that nail color.
I did.
You did? I like that nail color. You guys can't see it, but we're going to have Katie take a picture of it so it can be in the deal. And it's very unique. I kind of like it. So it doesn't symbolize anything. It kind of looks like, I don't even know what colors they represent, but they're pretty cool.
Like a teal and a yellow. And all my toes are this yellow.
Oh, I'll take your word for it. But please don't take your shoes off. Okay. All right. Drew, if there was something that a driver could know about your job as a dispatcher, what you go through, what would it be?
That's a great question. I would say that I put 100% effort into every need and want of the driver while balancing the needs of the company. I'm going to give you my all every single day. And we might come across some really tough situations, but, you know, whether it's getting you an answer, I'll always get you an answer. You might not like the answer I have to give you, but I'll give it to you. But just know at the end of the day, I leave my job knowing that I've given my 100% to each and every one of my 38 drivers. And I will take that time to always make sure your questions are addressed before I leave before the end of the day, or an issue that we're having is passed on to whether it's night ops or safety or maintenance. I will never leave you alone on the side of the road. I'm always there with you guys, and I enjoy it. Each one of my drivers, they're amazing. They all have their own story, and I give it my all every day.
Jimmy, how about you? What's the one thing you wish drivers knew about you?
I mean, it sounds cliche, but how much effort really goes into looking at all 40 of these drivers? How much planning really goes into all of these drivers, and just not letting them know that they're being singled out, but they're all being taken care of the same exact way. I want them to know I am always honest with them, and I try to tell them if I can't get it, I'm going to let you know it just can't be done. Like I don't want to let them know something at the last minute. I want to let them know as soon as I find out some type of change, hey, you're knowing. I'm not holding on to any type of load or not letting you know what's going on the next day or what can and can't happen. I try to keep my communication going with my drivers every day. Another thing with me, I always look at, so with today being Monday, if I come in today on Monday, working on Monday, as a fleet manager, I feel like I'm already behind. After 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, my focus, I want them to know, is on Tuesday. Making sure Tuesday is taken care of, because if you're planning that day, we're behind the ball. We're not giving you the miles that you need. So that's one big thing that I would definitely want them to know, that you driving on Monday, but I'm already focusing on Tuesday and that type of thing.
Very good. Chuckles?
Just that, sometimes it may seem like, just strictly off like phones, it may seem like I'm not able to get to you right away because I can't answer the phone, but I've also got a lot of other things I'm working on. And so immediate responses, I know a lot of guys want immediate, that right away, but I am working on it. I do see things. I just, patience. I just need guys to be patient with me.
And I'm going to comment on this because I've been on every, I've dispatched, I'm back to driving again. And I really, truly wish, even when I was in the office full time and before I went back out, was drivers to understand, yes, their job. We hear about how, well, you can't do my job and you don't understand my job. And I've always said, but you don't understand the job in the office. Everybody thinks that it's just, I come in at 7 and I go home at 5 and you go home with your family. There's a lot more to it than that. Your brain is always on it, just about all during the week, maybe during the weekend. And I said, unless you can sit in that seat and see how things break apart and come back together and break apart and come back together and all the different nuances that happen. It's a dance is what it is. I call it the dance. And it's got to be played. And drivers just don't understand that. And I wish they could see and feel what it's like. I hope that makes sense. So.
Totally. That's why I like how orientation and recruiting, they've started to incorporate having the new guys come in and actually spend time, a little bit of time in here in the big building, and they can kind of see and pick up like, man, she's not been off the phone since I've walked in. She's probably got a pretty crazy plate, but I bet her drivers are taken care of. Or, man, he's been talking to that one guy this solid 30 minutes. I bet he's got everything down pat,
Well, good. I'm glad they're doing that. There's something that I think they used to do, like the dispatcher driver. I don't know if any of you guys have ever did that, where a dispatcher used to go out with a driver for a week. This was a whole long time ago. They don't do it anymore. But yeah, and you had to see what the driver went through just so you could somewhat understand Chicago traffic and Chicago backing or whatever it was. But not too many dispatchers do that anymore.
I would love to do that. I've been begging for someone to let me do that.
Yeah, I bet you
so
Lisa
fun.
would take you.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right, guys. So,
To that end, Darin, I just wanted to say,
yeah.
excuse me, we recently hired a new fleet manager in Missoula. His name's Chad Adams, and he is a former Decker driver. And you hit the nail on the head when you were talking about, a former driver coming into the office to see what we deal with on a daily basis. And every day he's like, man, I had no idea this is what you guys deal with. And I feel the same, what Alexa said, we're great at what we do in the office, but I think it's also just as important for us to see what our drivers do on a day-to-day basis, because I tell all my guys, I know I couldn't do what you guys deal with out there on the road.
Not everybody can be as good as me and do it all. Okay? You knew it was coming, didn't you, Katie?
I had to set you up for something good.
All right, guys, are we ready? I got some, I should say these are Katie's questions, so we're going to, take a ball, Katie. All right, some rapid-fire questions, okay?
These were all my questions, by the way.
Yeah, but I read it. I put that in there. Okay.
Oh.
So, all right, we're going to start out. Jimmy? What is the last movie you watched? And the other two get to think about it to answer it. So, Jimmy, what was the last movie you watched?
Oh, wow. What was the last movie I watched? I'm not really a big movie watcher, but, man. Hey, what's the movie with Adam Sandler that's on Netflix right now? With him being a basketball scout coach?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I got rid of Netflix. Don't know the name. If anybody does speak up, send the answer to Katie. All right. Drew?
We've been on, it's kind of funny you say it, a Netflix kick, and we've been watching Happy Gilmore. So I have a 6-year-old at the house, and yes, we have allowed him to watch Happy Gilmore, and he absolutely loves it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with Happy Gilmore. Now, okay, we're going to get on an Adam Sandler here. Just hold on here, Chuckles. Okay?
Hustle was the name of the movie.
Hustle, okay. So
Hustle, yeah.
I use this streaming service for TV. Okay, I got like 3,500 channels of TV to choose from. Every HBO, every Cinemax, everything you could ever want, every sports thing. It doesn't cost me nothing. I can set you up if you want to know. Anyway, so it's got a 24/7 Adam Sandler channel. So it's got every movie that Adam Sandler was in. And that's just Adam. It's got him and Kurt Russell, and you got James Bond 24/7 and all these other ones. And he's made a lot more movies than I ever thought. But he had one that was really like, dirty and naughty. I mean, it was just like, is this Adam Sandler and Dana, or not Dana? Who's his other one that's always in with him? He was in the Grown Ups. He played the one that didn't want to grow up, lived in the van, had the van. Is that Dana Carvey? No. David Spade. Yeah, him and David Spade. And woo, yeah, did not expect that coming out of Adam Sandler.
What's the name of the movie?
Haven't got a clue. Anyway, I could Google it. I'll Google it really quick as Chuckles answers. Last movie you saw, Chuckles.
Oh, man. Okay, listen. It was Mean Girls.
Well, at least it wasn't Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, no.
Okay, Mean Girls. All right. Moving on. All right, Alexa, we're going to start with you. What is your favorite thing to do on your day off, or your hobby?
Okay, so I just bought a house. So recently, my favorite things to do are just little, homeowner projects that you do. Painting, edging your sidewalk, which is oddly satisfying. I love that.
You can come over to my house and do it any other time you want, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Jimmy, how about you? Edging your sidewalk, is that your hobby?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Going to the gym. So that's actually how I get my day started every morning before I come to work. It just opens me, it frees me every morning it's just my quiet time to myself before the storm of actually getting to work. So that's my thing, going to the gym in the morning.
I think we went to the gym together one time, didn't we? Up here? Yeah, I think I kicked your booty, didn't I? I think it was something like that. Yeah, he looks like he goes to the gym. I don't, but yeah, that was a long time ago. So all right, no, I get what you're saying. I miss my gym time. That is for damn sure. That's the one bad thing about going on the road. And everybody says, "Well, work out in your truck." And I said, "You ever been in the cab of that truck? See how much room you got? I mean, yeah, you ain't enough for. It's like a popcorn fart." Anyway, that movie, by the way, that Adam Sandler movie, if anybody wants to watch it, it's called The Do-Over. Okay. All right, Drew, what's your thing to do on your day off? Trim grass, I know. Oh, they don't have grass.
Typically, I like to disconnect, get rid of cell phones, any type of technology. We love to camp. We love to float the river during the summer times. Winter time, you'll find us cross-country skiing. And then on a day-to-day basis, I love to cook. So whether it's cooking dinner for the family or going down to my mom, she lives nearby, we'll go down and cook her dinner. But my ultimate way to relax at the end of a busy day is to go home and cook a nice meal.
Awesome. I can't cook. It's going to be a Totino's pizza or something. But and by the way, I'm planning. Knock on wood. Everybody hears that. I will be riding my motorcycle out to see you guys next year. That's my goal, my long range plan next year. So I want some of that food and some of that outdoor activity in Montana. So
you better believe it. We'll do it.
All right. Last question, Drew. We'll start with you. If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh man. I'd probably just have to go with a perfectly grilled medium rare ribeye with a side salad and a baked potato.
Okay. I could go that way. Okay. Jimmy?
I would say some type of lemon pepper grilled chicken. Yeah.
I thought he was going to shrimp.
Potato.
I was waiting for a lemon pellet. Oh, shrimp. Oh, okay.
No, nah. Some type of lemon grilled chicken, stuff like that.
Okay. And Chuckles? Corn dog. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. No. Steak street tacos.
Steak street tacos. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, mine would have been ribs, but thank you very much. But
that's weird.
It is. I'm a weird man. All right. We're going to go with Jimmy. I want the last word on the best advice you can give for a driver to make money at Decker Truck Line and stay ahead of everything.
I would just say, what we have here, trust the process and just be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. And everything else will work itself out.
There you go. Drew?
Do your part and I will do mine.
Chuckles?
Communication. Use your words and it's good from there.
Darin? Patience. And on that note, thank you guys, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Talk to you later, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Well, moving on, Katie, I have the best news of the month. We're going to talk about the bonuses, and we're going to talk about Driver of the Month. So June's Drivers of the Month are, for Midwest Reefer, Dale Hendry is the winner, Christopher Eppens, nominee, Stephen Stephen Erler, nominee, West Reefer, Louis Diaz, winner, Stephen Stone, nominee. See how easy Stephen Stone is? I mean, that's just Stephen Stone. Okay. Owner-operator lease purchase, Brett McCrae. Midwest Flatbed, Tyler Ash. Southern Flatbed, David Hemby, winner. Jesse Carter, nominee. Team winners, Gene and Kim Jeng. Congratulations, guys. You are in the running. You are up against me at the end of the year. You will lose. You will go down. No, I've taken my name out of the running for the end of the year. Okay, so congratulations again, guys. I wanted to talk about the safety winners for their 6 months driving without having an accident or CSA points. Congratulations, guys. I'm going to butcher your names, I'm sure some of you. I apologize. Carrie Castleberry, John Noki, Ryan Late, Austin Sabal, Joseph Barras, Brandon Ferris, Adam Vadez, Michael McCorkle, and Philip Olea. Hey, I think I did all right on that one. All right. Clap. Come on. I did all right. Thank you. All right, moving on. Safety bonus. We had 237 drivers got a safety bonus, which is 35% of the fleet. 146 drivers got a perfect score. And I was one of them. I want my congratulations. Thank you. All you other guys. On the safety bonus, out of the 237 drivers, 204 company drivers received a bonus of an average of $8,350 for a total of $17,033.90. We had 34 owner-operators received a bonus for an average of $101.46 for a total of $3,449.64. Great job, guys. Congratulations. You can send the check to me. All right, now, scorecards. We had 293 drivers got a scorecard bonus, which is 43% of the fleet. We're getting to that 50. We're getting there. 82 drivers got a perfect scorecard. And for a total, we had 226 company drivers received a bonus of $196.20 average. Total payout, $44,340.82. Owner-operators, 68 received a bonus, $260.86 average bonus, for a total of $17,738.39. So don't spend all that money in one place. So in total, Decker in the month of June paid out altogether $82,562.75 to all the drivers that are eligible. All right, congratulations, guys. Keep up the good work. The perfect scores is what gets you the drivers of the month. If you want that, you want to be in competition with the rest of us, you got to get those perfect scores. Fuel compliance, I'm just going to touch out. August 1st is the beginning of the new fuel compliance issues. Everybody that was rolled out, hopefully everybody understands how the new fuel compliance it is. You can't keep hitting the refresh button until you get the fuel stop you want. Ain't going to work that way anymore, guys. So got to do what we ask you to. That's what we ask for. It saves money, and money pays these bonuses. So, Katie, anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Congratulations, everyone. Keep the shiny side up. As always, thank you for listening to Inside the Triangle. Don't forget to subscribe to us on whatever platform you're listening on. That way you will know when the new episodes drop. And remember, submit your questions to podcast@deckermail.com and you could be featured on one of our upcoming episodes. The best way to do this is to create a voice memo on your smartphone, record your question, and email it to podcast@deckermail.com. Once again, thank you for listening. Stay driven to be the best.